Hey everybody, I'm Andy Smith. I'm a 30-year comic book veteran, having worked for Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Image Comics, Cross Generation, Ominous Press. You name it, I've probably worked for them. And I do other things art-wise outside of comics in the field of advertising. I've also written some books on drawing comics you might have seen. Drawing American manga superheroes, Drawing Dynamic Comics was my first book. And I also did the handy little How to Draw Superhero sketchbook where all you need is a pencil because you do all the work right inside the book. Enough about that. This is the Book Look series. The Book Look series is where I grab a book off my library. You can see the tons of books I have behind me. And I go through it page by page with you so you can see if it's a book that you might want to buy. I like to know what I want to buy before I buy it, and I feel this is a way to give you some insight into these books. So join me for today's book look. Thanks. Hello everybody, this is Andy Smith, your host with the most, with today's book look. The Character Designer, that's right, from 21 Draw, link in the website below. I might do something a little different for this book look. Make them tighter and compact, which means I'm going to go through the pages quicker, because with YouTube, you can slow down and speed up if you want to look at it. So I figure if I compress this down some, if there's something you guys want to see, you can pause the video to go back over it. This book features different professional artists showing their tips and tricks for what makes good character design. A lot of it, of course, comes down to basic shapes, strong gestures. Of course, Tom Bancroft, great animator, him and his brother. A lot of writing in this book, but that's okay. These books, just to let you know, from 21 Draw, they are not cheap. They're hardcover. They're put together very nicely. This book was, I think I might have got it when they ran a campaign, so it's cheaper if you get them when they run a campaign. To get them, they are, this book is almost 200 pages. I'm thinking I paid 40 bucks for it. But you can get a PDF version as well, which is almost half the price to save some money. This artist here is going into steps of drawing heads, different shapes, things like that. As you can see, talking about experimenting. Female forms, always a good chapter to have in a book. Females are definitely harder to draw, in my opinion, than males. This is with Renee Cordova. I'm assuming in the back of the book, there's a bio on each of these artists. I'll be honest, I haven't looked at this book once again in a while. Just put it off my shelf for this book look. I'm thinking that's her, using herself as photo reference there. Nothing wrong with that. As you can see how she breaks it down with the simple mannequin and stuff, proportions. Here you go. And then she's taking you through some draw through here. I like this, that she draws on paper. And then getting to the final step. And I like this also showing how she's doing the coloring and stuff to get to this final step, which is really nice. I like the fact that it's traditional. The turnaround is ever important for character design. Especially when you have characters that have different shapes, odd shapes for design. You definitely would want to do a turnaround. Not specifically as important. I mean, it's still good to do a turnaround, even if you draw in pseudo-realistic style. This is Michael Bills, like I do. Just so you can see the detail of the front and back of the character's costume, outfit, whatever you want to call it. So these are very important, especially when doing characters from animation and stuff. If you're giving this character to somebody else to draw, and it has to look like that, you want to be able to see it. Color is crucial. That is true. Loish, L-O-I-S-H, is the person's name. doing this. This is a nice little chapter on coloring, which is cool. Kind of walks you through it. Different steps, stuff like that. Using different layers, lassoing, what the different layer transparencies do and such. So nice chapter there, walking through the coloring. And then, of course, we will get to the final piece. So very nice. Very, very nice. Definitely a ice queen. Squash and stretch. This really plays with animation and to get movement in your drawings, even doing stuff like I do. You can utilize these tools of squash and stretch. Very nice looking stuff here. How to age characters. These rules can apply across the board for any type of drawing. This is with Rodgan. Very nice. I like this person's work. It's a baby. And then proportions and stuff for the younger kids. Silhouette, very important. And guys, let me know if you prefer me to do a quicker video like this, or even a slower, where I go through the book slower. The big thing about these book looks is to show every page of the book, so it's something you can decide if you want to buy it, instead of buying it, getting it, and going, ugh, I only saw 6 pages of this book. I just bought it, and now I wish I didn't. I've had that happen to me, and I'm trying to avoid that with you by doing this. Mega Mecha, Gerardo Sandoval. Now, this guy, I believe, I've seen his name with Marvel Comics. I don't know how well, because he starts off really light blue, it shows up. But then when he starts going into it with his pencil to tighten it up, you can really see the difference here. This does make it look a little easier than it is. This guy's been doing this type of stuff for a while, so don't get discouraged if you're doing mech type stuff and it doesn't come out like this out of the gate. And now he's talking about scanning and removing his blue lines. He scans in full color. He scans at 300 DPI. Now, I know people that scan at 600, 800, 1200 because they want everything to be picked up. Guys, books print at 300 DPI usually. So scanning that high, I get it. I scan at 400. All my pages at 400. Adjusting contrast here. I use levels. This guy's using curves. I might actually try this type of scanning the next time I scan something in. I scan in full color, but then I change it to grayscale, and then after grayscale, I use levels. I've never used curves to adjust, but I might give it a shot just to see how it works, if it works better. I'm always down for learning and trying new things. Cast of characters with Kenneth Anderson. So this is basically getting a brief. You know, this is kind of going through the process here, getting written descriptions of the characters, different characters and stuff, because it is a cast, and then going into research and referencing. So it's not like you'll get a written description of a character and be like, here's my blank piece of paper, go to town. I mean, you can do that, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure there are artists out there that do that and just hit a home run. I definitely need to do some research and reference to get the old mind going when I do character designs and stuff. And then doing thumbnails and stuff like that. This all looks like it was done digitally, which is fine. Developing, you know, once again, this guy's more cartoony, so he's definitely getting into the different shapes for each of these characters and stuff, which can still apply to the type of stuff I do as well. It's a boar. It's a pig. It's a boar pig. Talking about the character poses and such. To get some personality and character across in the pose instead of just standing there. He's aggressive. He's strong and confident. You get that across just with the pose you choose. Playful. Scary. And then you can see even the silhouettes are all different for each character. Silhouettes, very important. Drawing caricatures. Caricatures are tough, but, and you can see here the same actor portrayed by 3 different artists, and you can tell. I got to admit, I've never been great at caricature, but it is fun to practice and try to do. It's The Rock. But this will definitely help you try to view people through the lens of seeing the overall shape and exaggeration that you can do. Getting to the end here. Look at that. Even doing a caricature from a statue. Oh, meet the artist. So there's a nice little background on the artist here. Kenneth Anderson, Tom Bancroft, who I'm friends with. He's a great guy, great artist, love his stuff. It's got their social links if you want to look them up. Renee Cordova, Chamba. Cool. Loopy Dave. Loish, I've heard of her before. Loopy Dave, I gotta admit, I love that. That's freaking awesome. Just picture Cordrath drawn in a cartoony style like that. That's freaking cool. Of course, I could just do that myself. But I'm just saying, that's really freaking cool. Yeah, see? Gerardo Sandoval. Comic book guy. I knew I recognized his name from comics. And Illustrator's Masterclass, 21 Draw. There's the website. Offers classes. They have lots of books, digital books as well for all these. I will post the link. So there you go, guys. Quicker book look for you guys. Let me know if you like these quicker ones. And thank you for joining me. Like, subscribe, and share. That is how I build the channel. It's through generous people like yourselves watching. Comment on the video. I guess YouTube likes it when people comment, so do that. And check out my new campaign, Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. I take some of my favorite pages from my favorite jobs over the past 2 decades that I just did full pencils on, and they are nice, they're tight. Everything is there for the inker, and all they need to do is add a little bit of their style to it, and a great combination is made. But there's always something lost in translation. That's why I'm doing this book, so you can see the unadulterated full pencils. Go check it out. It's on Indiegogo now. Thank you very much. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. That's me. This book features 52 pages of some of my favorite full pencils that I did for other companies over the past 2 decades. The raw pencils as they were seen by the inker, and now you can see them for the first time. This book also comes in a digital format so you can practice your inking in your favorite program. Back it today.